Hi everyone, I'm terribly sorry I'm late. So the county dollars were at work, just in the wrong work spot. So, I apologize. It's okay. You know, sometimes you sit in there and just a second. Get over here real quick. Who's going first today? Let's do Brian. Okay. All right. Just give me a second. Get your glasses. All right, well, thank you once again. I'm sorry for being late this morning. Totally my fault, so I apologize and thank you for your patience. So good morning. This is the meeting of the Election Commission. It is called pursuant to Michigan statute found at MCL 168.952, which governs the elections in the state of Michigan. Today, I believe, is April 7th, and the time is roughly late, 8:08. We're meeting in the Commissioner's Chambers in the Bay County building, and this meeting follows the Open Meetings Act. This meeting is being recorded. Just a friendly reminder, which I'll need to do myself, is please silence your cell phones. The members of the Bay County Election Commission, as defined by statute, are as follows. We have County Clerk Kathleen Zanatti, and she serves as the Secretary of the Commission. County Treasurer Weston Prince, and he serves as one of our members of our commission, and I'm Jan Minor, the probate judge, and I'm the chair. As defined by statute, the purpose of today's meeting is to determine whether each reason for the recall stated in the petition is factual and of sufficient clarity to enable the officer whose recall is sought and the electors to identify the course of conduct that is the basis for the recall. That's defined by statute. The Recall Commission does not determine the truth of any allegations. Allegations of fact, may be true or false, and the Commission does not have the structure or the resources, or quite frankly, the procedural authority to investigate, to swear witnesses, or to subpoena to determine if the allegations are true or not. However, the language should at least be grounded in reality to the extent that it has the potential to be true. The Recall Commission will consider only whether the assertions of the petitions are stated clearly and factually. Any allegation of fact may be true or false, and the test employed by this commission will be to find out whether the allegations state facts are clear and that the responding official may defend. Please note, if any reason for the recall is not factual or of sufficient clarity, the entire petition should be rejected. In addition, each reason for the recall shall be based upon the officer's conduct during his or her current term in office. Matters of opinion are factual. If the Commission approves the recall language, a copy of the approved language will be forwarded to the filing official, who will later receive the signed recall petition sheets. We will make our determination at the end of the meeting by vote, so you'll know today. Our ruling on the clarity and factual nature of the recall language may be appealed by the officer whose recall is sought, or by the sponsor of the petition, of the recall petition, to the circuit court in this county, and it will be based after our determination, which will be 10 days from today. As previously stated, these proceedings are being recorded. Therefore, I ask that everyone treat each other with respect and courtesy. If there are unnecessary comments while someone is speaking, it could result in a distorted record. If an orderly meeting cannot be maintained, I reserve the right to adjourn the hearing to the court facility, so please silence yourself. So this is the procedure. Okay, we're going to go with Mr. Whalen. And so what we'll do first is we will hear from the sponsor of the petition, who is Mr. Jeremy Boone, and then the officer. The sponsor of the petition will have 10 minutes, and the officer will have 10 minutes. I will then open the meeting to public comment, including comments from the commissioners if they so desire. If you wish to speak to the clarity and factual nature of the petitions, you may, and we ask that you limit your time for around 3 minutes. Just when you come up to the microphone, please identify yourself and your address before speaking. So that's how we're going to conduct it. So first I'm going to go ahead for Mr. Whalen, and I'm going to read the language. It states, we, the undersigned, registered and qualified voters of the Township of Cucaulin in the County of Bay County and the State of Michigan, petition for the calling of the election to recall Brian Whalen from the office of trustee for the following reasons. On March 7th of 2025 at approximately 7:35 a.m., the Cucaulin Township trustee Brian Whalen sent an email from his City of Saginaw email account to the supervisor, Brad Eddy, regarding a February 12, 2025 social media proposal from his spouse, Jocelyn Jamrock. Okay, so would the sponsor of the petition like to come forward? Mr. Bloom? Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Want to state your name for the petition, or for the record, please?
Shirley Bloom from West Fraser Road, Michigan, 48631.
Right, wonderful. Go ahead, sir.
So, I have wonderful packets for you today. Thank you to everybody.
That's okay.
And then, unfortunately, I only got one copy. Oh, no, the other copy I'll share in a moment. So, as stated, you'll see in your packets, I did FOIA our township, and they FOIA'd me with the attorneys and dragged it out to the very last 5 minutes of the allowable time. And still waiting to take deposit was paid and waiting for that information. But as you see in the Peggy Schultz packet, the very last page I included in that, the certificate of no public records is in there. I did ask for that information. As for the email that is referenced in my petition, you will see that email. I also have a copy of the board minutes from Monday, March 10th, where it shows the Cucaulin Township Board did vote and discuss on it. If you guys would like to see the minutes, I have that also. Pretty straightforward. Any questions for me?
What was your total request?
To find out if there was in fact, insurance for social media publication because of the township for any liabilities.
But that's not what your recall
No.
petition states. Your recall petition states that they forward the email, and that's why you want to recall the petition.
Yes, and email is in that packet. This is Bill and the snowballs together, I guess, sir.
I hate to be obtuse, I'm sorry. So on March 7th, Paul had an email from the city of Saginaw. So Mr. Whalen must work for the city of Saginaw, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And his account so he sent an email from his account to the supervisor, Brad Eddy. Okay. So he sent an email to Brad Eddy regarding a February 12th social media proposal from his spouse. So what's the issue with the conduct? Or is this just like another, I'm not sure I understand what the issue is.
Well, I'm not sure what means.
Dumb.
Oh,
I mean, it means I'm not sure, I'm so sorry, I'm not getting it. So what's
the whole
the
gist
issue?
of this is transparency and basically the friends and family supporting, giving me the elected position to help out friends and family.
I get it.
So by him helping his wife, he voted on this, helping his wife receive receive funds from our township tax dollars.
Okay, all
That's
right.
where it always boils down to.
Okay, so
This is the first time I've ever had to do a recall, so sorry.
No, you're
I
okay,
thought.
I just didn't get it, social media proposal from a spouse. So if Ms. Jamrod was doing a social media proposal to Collin Township?
Yep. if you
Okay,
look in that
all
packet.
right, let me get there, yeah,
Yep.
okay, got it.
It was just for, the contract for approved.
No one was approved, the proposal was approved.
Oh, here we go. Oh, here's the proposal.
Who requested the email? Who requested the email before? Was it an unsolicited forwarding of the email, or was it requested by?
The email,
Correct. So you discussed that Mr. Whalen sent an email
yep,
to Supervisor Brad. Was that an unsolicited promotion of a proposal, or was that requested by the supervisor?
and this was just shared with me?
I have copies with it.
Oh, okay, well,
We can do that.
okay.
All right, got it.
So you're unsure of that?
I am
Okay,
unsure.
okay,
Previously in our board, township work, there's been a lot of discussion back and forth of him doing business, Mr. Whalen doing business for the city of Saigon, email account for Buffalo Township business. That's all I was aware of until I was able to obtain the email from Supervisor Head that started in the chain of events. Started rolling down the proposal for the social media account manager proposal.
So did you receive the email through the FOIA? Or
No,
not through the FOIA?
I received it.
So it's outside your FOIA request?
Yes.
got it, okay.
I received the email
Okay.
before the FOIA request, actually.
All right, yeah, okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you. Yeah, now I get it. I just had to connect the dots with that. All right. Listen, do you have any questions, Mr. Brown?
Yeah.
On this side of it.
Thanks, Ed.
Mr. Miller?
Morning, guys.
Good morning.
Brian Whalen, I don't know where you're moving. Members of this commission, this is the second time we've been here defending the state rejected allegations. This is not an isolated petition, this is a part of a documented pattern. The township supervisor has systematically used third-party petitioners to file recalls against different trustees on this board. This is a coordinated political maneuver, not a grassroots effort. I ask the commission to dismiss the language for the following reasons. It is a factual misrepresentation. The petition claims that I sent the proposal for my wife. I have text evidence that the supervisor requested the information from me the day before. You cannot solicit what you have been directly provided. This is just not a lack of clarity of the factual falsehood. It is inherently misleading by omitting the fact that I was acting at the supervisor's request. The language creates a half-truth. The commission already ruled on March 13th that the reason lacked factuality and clarity. Adding a timestamp to this false premise does not make it true or clear. Bad faith litigation. The commissioner is being directed by the supervisor repeatedly to file these until something sticks, wasting commission's time and taxpayer resources. The law requires recall language to be clear, factual, and neutral. This position is none of these things. I respectfully request that it be denied. The information that he has in contact was FOIA from our case was found. Since then, the city of Saginaw has been mentioned at every one of our meetings. Per the tax request, I hadn't been sent it from work because I had to put on the agenda to do it anyway. For a phone call from Brad and the tax. Did you get that? Did you get that yet? I tried to stay out of it because of the friends and family plan. He had taught my wife that one of our events and asked her, Brian said you can make Facebook pages, can you make us a Facebook page? And it moved forward from I set this all up, and I'm the catalyst that drove it. That's the furthest thing from the truth. We get a text, or you get a phone call. You get this, we get this, we get this. It wasn't me. I didn't try it. I was just the middleman. Doing what they asked me to do, and that's part of my function duty. Some of the supervisor requests. So thank you guys for your time.
Hold on, Mr. Whalen, just I have a quick question. I wasn't here the last time, so for the sake. As far as this one. So your allegation is that Mr. Eddy, is he the township supervisor?
Yes.
Your allegation just a few minutes ago was that Mr. Eddy is driving the recalls?
Yes.
Okay, so then if he's driving all the recalls, does he know that he requested this from you?
Here, we need to read back.
Okay. All right. Okay, thank you. Do you have any questions?
You mentioned that recalls have to be clear, factual, and neutral. I've never seen neutral in a recall language. So maybe I'm missed it.
I've been, we know we've been through this process a couple times, and I've been down the Google, the chat, the Gemini, the ground, and that's what it comes up with.
No, I do understand that, how I explain recalls is kind of, I want to recall you because I don't like her.
Yeah.
But how I have always understood recall and full reference is here for the first one is these laws are written very broadly. It doesn't have to be a very
No, I understand, and we discussed that once already.
Yeah.
The fact that it's misleading, doesn't, it can be factual, but it's misleading, it's ominous. It's implying that I was doing something for something, and that's furthest thing from the truth. If I wouldn't even have shown up that it said, supervisor requested an email proposal from Brian Whalen on this date, I wouldn't even waste you guys' time with that talk. Because it's not, it's just you guys like an opening statement, use the factual word back like in 26 times. It's just not factual, and I'm sorry that we didn't give them all the pieces of the puzzle. But I showed you my phone last time you were here, and you were here. And this time I wanted to print it out so you have it for your record. Like I said, it's just thrown in the middle of that multiple one sticks. And if the wording was factual, like I said, I want to do things.
You want to be clear on one thing, that's be factual in nature. That's what people want. So it could be Brian Whalen wore a blue shirt to the meeting.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if you actually wore a blue shirt or not, but it is in nature that it is factual statement.
Yeah.
So just want to be very clear on that. Everybody doesn't necessarily need to be true or false. Factual statement.
Yeah. And not misleading. It does take. But thank you guys.
All right, thank you, Mr. Whalen, I appreciate it. Just 1 minute. Is there anybody else from the gallery that would like to address the commission? Mr. Blum, you had your hand up, you want to come back up?
So just to clarify,
Yes, sir.
comment was made that this is not a grassroots.
I'm sorry,
This is not a grassroots movement.
Okay.
That is part of the truth. We have been meeting with several township residents, and Supervisor Eddy, Mr. Eddy, whoever you want to call him, is not independent of this meeting. He is not involved. So when they're saying this is not a grassroots, there are several business owners that are involved with allowing us to hold meetings to get our township back on track and their businesses. So to me, that's grassroots. We can get it small community across our township. So just wanted to clarify that.
All right, thank you, sir. Anyone else want to address the commission? Oh, okay. Yeah, you're the lady who got the draft minutes from last time, right? Yeah, okay. Oh, that's better. I was just trying to.
Lisa, you're a Collin Township.
Okay.
I agree with Mr. Bloom. This is grassroots. I mean, there's a lot of us that have been talking about the things that have been happening on our board since the new board took over. So,
Would you like to talk about the petition at all here?
I do know another resident had given me his FOIA of trustee Whalen's emails, and there were quite a few that were addressed email instead of from the township email. And I do remember seeing the social media, that was one of the attachments that came through in that FOIA request.
Do you know that Commissioner Eddy or Commissioner Eddy, Supervisor Eddy requested those emails from Mr. Whalen?
That I can't speak to.
I thought you said you had seen most.
I saw, someone had given me their FOIA of the City of Saginaw emails from Mr. Whalen.
Okay.
I looked through them.
I just breezed through them?
Yes.
Okay.
So I can't speak to them.
All right, thank you. Yeah? You say your name and address?
Jacqueline Jimmer, 911 Breaking Road, Park Holland. So I'm one that manages the Facebook page that has caused so much commotion in our township. Thank you for being here this morning. So I understand that the ruling isn't, Brian didn't wear a blue shirt, he wore an orange shirt, and I understand that. I'm president of the Bay City Public School Board. I've worked with the YMCA in communications in Lincoln for the last 13 years. I understand semantics and words you have to use certain things. I just, the City of Saginaw, if you watch the Kirkland Township meetings that are recorded and put on YouTube on an unofficial page, you will see that City of Saginaw is used frequently when it comes to literally anything. Ryan, did you get that from the City of Saginaw? Didn't you tell me that when you were calling me from City of Saginaw? And it's constantly, Trustee Whalen is allowed to have a job. Also, what you failed to mention is that the City of Saginaw has made it so that he can no longer receive emails from Brad Eddy because Brad has continued to email him to the City of Saginaw email address, even after it was requested that he stop. I know this isn't about that, but there are some audience members that are making today about that, and so I just wanted to bring that to everyone's attention that the City of Saginaw has said this is enough, and we will not receive emails from Brad Eddy any longer. So, I just think about voters in Kirkland, and they get this petition that says Brian Whalen sent an email regarding social media on March 7th, and if I walk out of Meyer and someone says, can you please sign this petition, it confuses the heck out of voters. And so for that reason, I urge you to reject it. It's not cut and dry. It's like, okay, please send an email. What am I supposed to do as a president? And I just apologize for the waste of tax dollars and people's time, and
Please don't.
well, I still really appreciate you guys all being here, and it's just interesting to me that a grassroots group who wants transparency and wants the township to be better would go through this whole process multiple times for really no reason. And I'm very proud of the Facebook page. I think the trustees are very proud of the Facebook page. The residents are very positive and fun. And so we like that. Thank you.
Any questions, Ms. Jammer? Ms. Jammer, they did sign this contract, and so you were a contractual employee of the city, or the township of Calm?
Yes.
And it was passed at a board meeting?
Correct.
With a motion and a vote?
That I'm not sure. Yeah, I did not attend that meeting.
Okay, but did Supervisor Eddy also sign this contract with you?
I don't have a copy of it.
Okay, all right, thank you. All right, anyone else? All right, thank you. Any comments, Ms. Sona, on the petition?
I think the point that was just brought up, City of Saginaw, to me, when I read this language, if I were a City of Saginaw resident, I might take issue with it, where maybe not with the township or Mr. Collins, but I do disagree with the point that was brought up earlier, that it has to be so that it has to be a good reason, it has to be true. Even Trustee Whalen did say that this is a factual misrepresentation. He does admit that it is a fact. This is a statement of a fact. The state board of 2-3 weeks ago that I watched, and it was about a county drain commissioner who, I think, from what I understood, is they actually lowered the interest rate this county would pay. So they actually are saving the county money for their being recalled for that reason. And one of the candidates said, this doesn't make sense to them, they think it's a good thing, but I guess that's up to the county voters. When they have that petition in front of them, they say, why do you guys want this? If this doesn't make any sense to me, I don't think that this is a bad reason. But that's not for us to decide whether the voters should sign this petition or they agree with it. So, those are my comments.
I would echo much of what you just said. I do find it interesting. The petitioner stated, friends helping friends, family helping friends to the contract. This recall petition is not regarding the vote. This recall petition has nothing to do with awarding a contract. It has to do with awarding a contract. Take that for what it is. Again, we are focused on the language and the language only of the petition. And that would be tackle it in the first instance.
Thank you. Me too. Unfortunately, whether we like the law or we don't like the law, that's part of the issue, right? And so we have to follow what the statutes have. And I've done tons of research myself as chair of the election commission to figure out what it means, because not everything that comes before us, as Ms. Zanani indicated, is accountable. So that's for sure. All right, so shall we go ahead and call for vote? Ms. Zanani?
Yes.
Mr. Prince?
Yes.
I would say yes too, but it's two votes. Here's the day. So the recall petition will go forward.